What's good, everybody? Welcome. Yeah, it's Saturday, and I am slightly just a tad bit out of it, so apologize for that. But anyways, so I want to take a stroll down memory lane with Android dessert code names. Hopefully, I spelled dessert right because I always get it backward between dessert and desert. But yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit about that. We're also going to talk about Android 12 and what some other people are finding in developer preview number 2. We're just around the corner for Android 12 public beta. And yeah, so first of all, shout out to the channel members. Thank you guys for being members of the channel, for being just rocking with me and everything like that. I really appreciate that. It means a lot. And yeah, so first of all, before I get into anything, if you have not registered for I/O 2021, I would definitely suggest you guys do so. It's very simple. Go to events.google.com/IO. And yeah, you'll be able to get on there and register. I don't, like I said, I said this in the members only podcast, but I don't know if there's going to be like any special gifts that they're going to give to anyone that registers to attend I/O 2021, since it's virtual, it's not in person, meaning that, who knows? They may give out, Google Play rewards. They may give out, they may request address and send out a gift for attending. Who knows what Google will do? Maybe Google will do nothing at all, like absolutely nothing at all. They won't give anything away. Who knows? You just never know. So I just suggest to people, that want to attend the event, watch the keynote, watch the different keynotes they're going to have. Definitely go to Google I/O page and register. So just kind of wanted to point that out real quick. Anyways, let's talk a little bit about Android 12 and see what Developer Preview 2, came to bring in. So this was, let's see. So this was actually reported out by India Today. This is their website. So Developer Preview 2 is live right now. Developer Preview 3 should be rolling out soon. And right around close to I/O, or maybe at I/O, public beta will begin for Android 12. To talk a little bit about it here. So let's see. So the initial developer preview rolled out February 18, 2021, after which Google released a small patch to address the issues in Android 12 Developer Preview 1, whereas Developer Preview went live on March 17, 2021. Also, we are not too far from Developer Preview 3. We should better clear the air around the features making it to its first beta and final versions. So if you're willing to find about the devices that will get Android 12, here's a list of them. So, of course, the Pixel 5, 4a, 5G, 4a, 4, 4XL, 3a, 3a XL, 3, and 3XL will be getting Android 12. So my dad and my brother's good. They should be getting the Android 12 software update, and then that'll probably be the last major OS update they get. Android 12 expected features. As mentioned, 12 is getting a plethora of big and small changes. We've learned a lot about them in the past week. So they talk about it. Fortunately, the white background has become a hallmark of Android. It hasn't been changed since Android 5. Android 11 did allow you to choose the color accent, but with Android 12, we see a bluish tint to both light and dark themes. Folks at XDA developers have posted a hands-on experience of Android 12, and this article includes features we were able to spot. So I guess kind of like to expect it to kind of look like that. It shows accessibility, so that's got to be the settings feature. Further, the accessibility menu also getting revamped. While the primary options are laid out on the main page, the lesser used options like font and display size, color correction have been moved under text and display. Besides this, the horizontal lines used to separate different menus has been removed now. The latest Developer Preview 2 also brings improvements to scrolling screenshots, unlike the general implementation of long scrolling screenshots where you need to keep scrolling to capture a screenshot. Instead, taking a screenshot screenshot opens a different activity with an expanded view of the page, allowing you to select the area you want to capture manually. This feature, called Magnifier, lets you use precisely capture the desired area. So that's actually really neat. So you don't have to do scrolling when you are screenshotting on a page and whatnot. Yo, what's going on? How's it going, Michael? But you know, you don't have to go through all that. You know what I mean? So now when you want to screenshot a specific thing on Android 12, it opens up and then it opens up a preview of the whole page. And I guess you can just like, you know how like when you long press and you scroll to copy text, I guess it's in that format, but it's more of like a window box that you can expand. You can make it long, wide, and it'll screenshot whatever's in that area. It will screenshot, and I think that's actually pretty cool to do it that way. It makes it much easier to handle Android 12, to really handle it. Get a feel for it. What's up, Gene? Welcome in, man. So that's actually something nice about the screenshotting on Android 12, and I think that's going to be really cool, really helpful. Just all out in general, it's going to be nice than having to scroll the screen. Let's see. There's also a screenshot markup menu that lets one add annotations, emojis to the screenshot along with notes and doodles. This feature also provides to edit or annotate any image file that you may be sending. It is available in Android 12 Share Sheets and brings up similar markup options as the screenshot editor does. And they kind of have some photos here to kind of show you. Also, they talk about, this is what they say, we had previously reported about the app pairs feature, which is an advanced version of the split screen. So yeah, so I kind of talked about that in a previous live stream. So if you normally split screen two apps together, most of the time, you can actually set them together as an icon on your home screen, that when you tap it, it automatically launches those in split screen mode. So no need to have to go into each individual app and long press on its icon, hit app info, or like where in the drop down menu where it says split screen. Instead of having to go through all that, hit split screen, then choose another app to open, you just tap the little circular bubble that has both icons in it, and it just opens it in split screen automatically. So that's actually quite nice. The launcher widget has got more compact and collapsed by default in Developer Preview 2. Also, a thoughtful change provides you with the flexibility of searching between the widgets. So that's nice. A taskbar similar to Windows has also been spotted in Android 12 Developer Preview 2 for large screen devices and foldable phones. Another interesting change lets force the launcher to show pages side by side with big smartphones. So phablet-sized phones are going to get that. Changes has also been made in the network section. For instance, Wi-Fi is just called Internet. You can see a simplified name of Wi-Fi network you're connected to, like Wi-Fi 5 or Wi-Fi 6. Also, there's an extended compatibility option under the Wi-Fi hotspot setting that changes the hotspot from 5 to 2.4 gigahertz signal for devices that do not support 5 gigahertz band. Android 11 introduced a neat feature called device controls that puts smart controls in the power menu. Initially, the feature was found in the power button, but now Google has added it to the quick settings menu. In a smaller change, the volume slider is getting a lot thicker and thicker than usual in Android 12. Another feature change generates splash screens for all apps. Splash screen shows the app icon with a background matching the current day or night theme. That's going to be weird because currently right now with Developer Preview 2, so there's a splash screen, and then the actual splash screen for the app comes after that, which is kind of like, it's gonna annoy some people. So they better correct that, fix that, work with developers to get rid of one of the splash screens so we're not seeing dual of them before the app launches. But it goes on to say, Google's also playing around with a lock screen UI. Some of the visible changes include positioning the clock on the center where the hours are above the minutes, and font size is massive. However, the orientation change and the font size of the clock diminishes, and the clock moves to the top left corner where when any notification pops up. While those visual indicators for cameras and microphone usage have still not been seen in Developer Preview 2, Google has added a warning for the camera, microphone, or any source usage, even in default apps. So you kind of get that yet, but they have not seen the little icon that tells you that your camera is active or your microphone is active with Developer Preview, but we'll probably see that in Developer Preview 3 or in Android Beta 1. Another feature called Permission Management Hub has been making rounds for quite a while. The hub presents an overview of the permissions used on your device by various apps to keep you a fair idea. Wow, their English of typing is wrong. Let me take that back. Okay, rewinded. So the permissions used on your device by various apps to give you a fair idea so as to what remains the most requested permission on your device. Developer Preview 2 also brings a much lighter gray colored dark mode as we had seen in previous leaks. So there's the like darkish gray color right there. The reported game mode has also been spotted in Developer Preview 2. However, it's not completely ready yet. Currently, the hidden gaming dashboard has a widget to start a live stream through YouTube Live. That's awesome. Yes. So if you play games on your phone, you can actually start a live stream on the game that you're playing and have it start streaming to YouTube for online game streaming. That's pretty cool. I wonder if you can actually bond Twitch with that for Twitch gamers. That's going to be something we're going to have to see down the road. But at least that's a nice touch to be able to do that. Instead of having to use Google Play Games and having to launch it that way, you'll be able to launch it through the dashboard, the gaming dashboard. That's nice. So conversation and people space are two big features coming to Android 12. We definitely got a sneak peek of the same. However, it is not as refined as what we had seen in the leaks, meaning it is still in developmental phase and needs some work to be done before it's ready. So those are some of the things to catch up with Android 12. Multitask. What do you mean by multitask? Be more specific. Let's see. Too complicated. That's why I'm on iOS. Not hating. I like Android and certain features. I guess so. Well, no. We'll have to see. Again, this is developer preview, so we don't even know what the final will look like. I dropped Google Fi finally. That's funny. I went back to Google Fi. To each his own. What's up, Oscar? Welcome for being here. Yeah, so those are some of the things that they talk about with Android 12. Of course, a lot of the things that they're saying we'll have to see once it goes into beta. So right now it is, at this point right now, everything is in developer preview. So lots of things are not working yet. Some things haven't even been brought into Android 12 yet. That's supposed to be in the final version of Android 12. Little by little, we're seeing these things implemented. Right around Google I/O, I expect public beta 1 for Android 12 to be released, to be installed on devices to test out and report bug information back. More than likely, I'm going to have it on my Pixel 4 to test out. Since I use my Pixel 5 as my daily driver, I'll just put Android 12 on my Pixel 4, use it on there, and any bug issues or whatever, I'll be able to report back. Okay, so to talk a little bit about Google I/O 2021, and they said, like mentioned before, Google I/O is taking place as a free-for-all virtual event between May 18th and May 20th. Again, like I said, go to event.google.com/IO and register. So that way, if there's anything that Google is going to be doing for people who watch the event, people who participated, you won't miss out on some cool stuff. Just in case they decide to. I mean, sometimes they will, maybe they won't. Who knows? Anyways, the 3-day conference will host several keynotes, workshops, and Ask Me Anything sessions. So AMAs. I think that's the reason why when you register for Google I/O 2021, there's a little pop-up in the registration form that you fill out online, and it's a question that you would ask to Sundar Pichai. And I've already asked my question. And my question is Project Fuchsia going to be the future of Android and the replacement to the current Linux version of Android? And see what they say on that. But to participate in this session, you have to register on the Google I/O website. Google is expected to talk about Android 12, showcase Nest Hello Video Doorbell, announce updates and features for their existing apps, introduce its in-house chipset, Whitechapel, also known as the GS101. So we're going to hear about it, so that's good to know. Android 12 release date. We're still in the early days of Android 12, hence we will see more improvements and features coming in futures. Google is about to drop Developer Preview 3 soon and the first public beta in May. As the final release, we can expect Android 12 to ship somewhere in September 2021. So around August or September, we should see Android 12. But okay, so I mean that's a lot of good information there that I wanted to know about. So yeah, kind of excited for that. See, Google Fi Unlimited plan isn't true unlimited. It's good if you have a Pixel phone. The speeds here suck in Mexico. I get about 56 to 89 megabits on the down. That's pretty much what a lot of people here is getting right now in Arizona. So we're not too far off from you. Oh, here it is. Is it under 20? Oh, okay. Got you. Yeah, it depends on T-Mobile's network and also on US Cellular's network, as that's what it mainly depends on. And then whatever, since you're in Mexico, whatever infrastructure that T-Mobile has to deal with, to use for their customers to use service in Mexico will be the same that Google will have, So, but hey, whatever works for you, you know what I mean? That's the whole point of why there's options out there. You got to go with what works for you. If I doesn't work for you, it's no big deal that you dropped them. At the end of the day, you're the one that's paying the money for it, right? So you got to go with what's going to work for you. So Android 12 is looking to bring on some things. You're on Cricket. I get in the 90s and 100s because I got a 5G phone. That's good. Hey, what's up, Latrell? What's going on? So, yeah, I'm kind of excited for that. But I think the biggest thing with Android 12 being announced that I think is actually going to be cool is for gamers, and that's a gaming dashboard in Android 12 that allows you to launch a live stream to YouTube Live to stream your gameplay from your device. That's going to be really cool. The newer features added in for bigger displays and foldable displays, I think that's a nice touch to it for as far as the search widget and everything like that. Nice touch to it. But I'm really, 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 really wanting to see how well these notifications as far as camera and microphone access is going to be. Really interested in that, really wanting to know that. And hopefully they don't trash it or they don't decide to leave it out of Android 12, or I'll be thoroughly disappointed. For me personally, as far as customization as the user interface, I really don't care if they refresh or if it holds the same design language as Android 11. I'm not a nitpicky person to that extent. I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to do backflips in anger and stuff like that just because I didn't get a new user interface. Like, oh, so what? Big deal. That to me, that's just about as important as it is to say that the phone is a fingerprint magnet. I don't understand why people get on that. Shout out to Technoid in his live stream yesterday for talking about that. But I'm not one that cares about the silliest things, in my opinion. Caring about a fingerprint is not a big deal. Wipe your phone. You could do that. That's why, like, when you buy like screen protectors and stuff like that, they give you a microfiber cloth. You can wipe your phone. You can wipe the fingerprints off. You put a case on your phone, you don't have nothing to worry about. So it's those things that I feel like that got brought in as a way to to scale a smartphone and be judgmental about it that actually doesn't belong and should not even be. There are things that we judge smartphones on that absolutely make no sense to have to do it that way or think about it that way. The most important thing is just how well the user interface interacts with you, the user, and that's the most important thing. So the user interface, as far as how it looks, like are you able to put a different color on it? Yes, it's cool. Yes, you can personalize. I get it, but it's not the most important thing. The way that it functions, that's the most important thing. And we know that Android's pretty good lately optimizing Android for their Pixel phones. Sad that LG left the smartphone game. Bummer. Now you got these cheap OnePlus phones and Xiaomi. The OnePlus phones and Xiaomi phones have been around for a while. They have. But they were never major players in the game. And to be honest, they're not going to be major players in the game. OnePlus kind of shot itself in the foot. Don't get me wrong. I like OnePlus. Trust me. I do. The problem with OnePlus is that when they came into the market, they positioned themselves to be the flagship killer and always use that all the time. We're the flagship killer. We're going to bring you the flagship phone, specs as much as we can to the flagships without charging flagship pricing. And then they completely just, like they said, like their CEO said, eventually pricing is going to go up. That was inevitable. I get that. Like you're saying, now they are more mainstream, but mostly in pricing. Their pricing now is pretty much on there with Google Pixels, Samsungs, and iPhones. So now what sets them apart? There's a reason why that when I did the review on the live stream about the OnePlus Nord N10 5G, like I said, like it encompasses everything that OnePlus used to stand for. It did. Yes, it uses polycarbonate, not glass build. But the performance and everything with Oxygen OS, with the Snapdragon 750G, with the amount of RAM that it has, and then the way they optimize Oxygen OS with all the components involved, actually came out to be a really good experience for a mid-range phone. So to me, the N10 5G pretty much encompasses everything that OnePlus used to be. The OnePlus 9 and 9 Pro is pretty much them stepping into that territory of becoming just like Apple and Samsung. Now, I'm not going to hate on them for it, but I'm just saying that, they are no longer the underdog that can pride themselves in building a very high-performance smartphone and charging a medium range price. They no longer can do that. Oppo as well. I believe Oppo and OnePlus are sister companies, if I remember correctly. I would like to hold a Xiaomi Mi Alpha. I mean, order one. Go to Xiaomi. If people don't remember Xiaomi, I'll tell you this much right now. I knew the name of Xiaomi before it started making like physical smartphones. And the reason why that I knew them is because it was the company that created MyUI, which was a custom ROM for Android that, its very first releases of MyUI, it was taking the best parts of iOS and the best parts of Android and splicing them together as an Android operating system, custom. And I remember a lot of people were flashing them on HTC Evo 4Gs and the HTC Evo 3D, the Samsung Galaxy S1 or whatever variant of the S1 there was. And so, for that being said, MyUI has been around for a while, and Xiaomi was the developers of that software. And later on down the road, we started to hear about Xiaomi phones. They were actually wanting to get in the business of building actual physical phones. LG failed because they innovated in tech that did not work instead of focusing on the current trends. Okay, so if you're focusing on the current trends, you're not innovating. So, they did try to do certain things, and to be honest, a lot of people really didn't give it a chance. People were too judgmental. Everyone has been like a sheep herded into this corral and told you have to focus on these things about smartphones, and this is what is important for you in a smartphone. And every manufacturer has always been camera. We have not seen innovation. Technoid talked about it yesterday with Ciova. I definitely recommend you guys go check out his live stream from yesterday if you missed it. But there is no innovation today. You can't say 1080p display bumped up to a 1440 by 2260 is innovation. It's not. Samsung took a risk and got into foldable technology. That is innovative. It is a new way of things. ZTE has also been out for a while. ZTE got hurt when they did a couple of things that got themselves in trouble here in the US. What happened to HTC phones? HTC's walked away. So literally what's happening right now since LG shut down its mobile phone division, and basically the smartphone wars ended. And the ones that are walking off the battlefield is Samsung and Apple. They walk out with their prides. LG dusted and gone. HTC rode off into the sunset. They're going away. They still exist. They're just branded differently now. Verizon owns it. Verizon owns probably a portion of it, but HTC is still a thing in Taiwan and in other parts of Asia. So like when certain companies grab a hold of different things, they don't necessarily entirely buy it, right? Like when Google started making the Pixel 1, everybody loves to focus that it's an HTC phone. They're like, it's an HTC phone. It's an HTC phone. And I'm like, do people actually really read these articles, or do they read like the first two paragraphs and then assume that they know what's going on? And I had to explain to people, it's not. Google hired a third of HTC's development team and brought them over to Google to build the first Pixel phone. And they were also brought in to design and build the second Pixel phone, but only the smaller one, the 2XL, that task was actually given to LG to design. So that's why the 2XL and the 2 are different in many ways, design language and everything, We're talking about, you know, the 2XL shifting to an 18:9 aspect ratio display, kind of going with the modern day display sizes, whereas the 2 maintained the 16:9 with, you know, thick top and bottom bezels. So I mean, those are some of the things that, you know, we have to look at. So when they acquire something, they acquire it for a reason, but it's not the entire thing. I've heard that in Japan, Samsung phones aren't called Samsung, but instead just the name, like Galaxy. iPhone sales in Japan outperform outside the US. They're called Samsung in Japan. I've been to Japan. They're called Samsungs there. It's just people, they don't, so they're not very meticulous about names, right? In Japan, smartphones does not brand you with the status in life. A trend here in America, and I'm sorry if I'm going to piss some people off, but I'm just going to say it. A trend here in America is that people love to actually express what phone they have. So they like to mention the entire name of the phone because they want people to recognize. Like if you were to walk up to someone here and say, "Yeah, I got a Samsung," some people will think in their head, "Okay, I just told this guy I got a Samsung," but he probably thinks I have like a mid-range, cheap budget, like, you know, A32 or A11 or A10. So they to make it known that they spent some cash for the phone, they'll tell them, "I have a Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra." Do you realize, like if you were to talk phones with just random people in a group and just have to keep saying, "Yeah, my Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, my Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra, my Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra," like it gets so annoying. You know, so like in Japan, everything is simplified, right? I mean, look at their way of life. You know, everything to them, they try to simplify and make life easier. You know, work smart, not hard. That's their philosophy. So over there, they'll call a phone a Galaxy phone, but they do use the name Samsung. It's known as Samsung there. They just don't have to. They don't have to make sure that everybody knows they have top of the line. True, I'm to blame for it as well. Why would you be to blame for it? Everyone, even I do it. I'm no saint. I say, hey, make sure you. Oh, hey, I appreciate that. I appreciate that, Oscar. I really appreciate it. So anyhow, yeah. So now we're left with Samsung and we're left with Apple. That's really the two that walked away from the battlefield slightly unscathed, and will continue in their steps forward. I mean, Samsung, a bit innovative with their foldable technology, and we'll see where it goes down the road. But they are making great advancements in it. Apple hasn't been innovative in a long time. Apple has not been innovative in a long time. And to me, I will say this, but camera spec bump ups and camera feature stuff is not innovation. It's not, because we're not in the market of buying DSLR pro camera shooters. We're not. I mean, that's like, if you think about how much energy Samsung, Apple, Google, and all them put into advertising cameras, they might as well just come out with their own line of DSLR and mirror cameras, point and shooters, you know, stuff like that. Start developing their own lenses, you know, 50 to 150 millimeter lens, you know, 70, you know, 50 to 70 to 150 millimeter lens, you know, just all these different ones. Might as well start doing that and selling those products, because that's all they're really talking about. Here's the thing that's going to happen with the Pixel 5a. I'm really sure that this is just going to be it. They're going to focus on camera at the keynote, whatever that they have for it. If they do have one at Google I/O, if they don't, and they do a launch, hopefully when they do a launch, it was much better than the Pixel 4a's launch, where it was a freaking 10-second ad that popped up on YouTube and that was it. But if they decide to do like a small little launch event to talk about Pixel 5a, they're going to focus on the camera. They're going to focus on AI and photo correction, and they're going to focus on the camera. They're not going to tell too much about specifications. It's not going to do anything different. And when you actually read the specifications for the Pixel 5a, it's going to be so dang close to the Pixel 4a 5G that it doesn't make sense to really update from the 4a 5G to the 5a 5G. There's really no point. I have an iPhone because of the simplicity and software. You have an iPhone because it's what works for you. One thing I will never have people do, or one thing I never want people to feel, is that they have to justify the reason why they have a specific phone. You have a phone that works for you, and that's great. That's great, because I wouldn't want it any other way. Like I like Google Pixels. Sometimes I have to, you know, people put me on the hot seat to have to defend the reason why, you know, I like a Google Pixel. Today I really don't give a shit to tell anybody the reason why. It's my phone. I got it. It's mine. I'm using it. It doesn't bother anybody else. So why the hell does everyone care? So you got an iPhone because it works for you, and that's great. That's great, you know, and when your feelings change down the road, if they do, you'll switch to whatever works best. That's the whole point of why I do this on YouTube, and I'm trying to push this back into the YouTube tech space. And that is, people have to start using what is good for them, and who gives a damn what everybody else is using. That is the whole point of it. The whole point is, that's all I want people to do is use a phone that they're excited for. You know, if the Pixel 5a comes out, and myself and several other people talk about how, you know, it's so close to the 4A 5G, it's not to say you shouldn't go out and buy it, because maybe you want it. Maybe you want something new. You may have the 4A 5G and it may say, hey, I want a 2021 device. Let me get the 5A 5G. Then go and get it. Who cares what anyone else says? It's the whole point about it. What is my favorite Pixel phone? Like, my absolute favorite Pixel phone? This one, my Pixel 2 XL. I love the way this phone feels in my hand. I did a video review for, you know, like is it worth it in 2021? But without this, like, I like having a case on it just to kind of protect it, you know. But even without the case on, this phone is comfortable for a big phone. It's comfortable to hold. This is probably one of the only big phones that's comfortable to hold of the Pixel line. The Pixel 3 XL, I've held one and I don't really like the feel of it, which is why mostly with Pixel phones I go for the smaller options. The OnePlus N10 5G is probably the only other bigger phone that I can hold that I feel is comfortable. But this one, really comfortable. And I love the design of how they did this. I don't know why Google stepped away from doing the design like this. Like, if they made a smaller version of this, they can put the square camera module on the back to have like 3 lenses or 4 lenses. But just the way that they designed the body of the phone, it's like almost similar to how people feel about the iPhone 12, because the iPhone 12 feels like the iPhone 4, which was, you know, a very popular design by Apple. Most people who are diehard iPhone fans love the way that the iPhone 4 felt, and the iPhone 5 replicated that kind of a rectangle squarish, you know, like a chamfered edge box design, which is now back with the iPhone 12. There's no longer a rounded, thin phone. Now it's a little bit thicker, you know, but obviously to house the 5G antennas, but the feel of it is good. And that's how I feel about the 2 XLs. Like, they need to bring this design back to the Pixels. I'm not saying I hate my Pixel 5, but the 2 XL is what is my favorite Pixel phone by far. Let's see. Although I will say that Samsung watch looks like a real watch. Yeah. I'm getting tired of iOS. Their price of their phones is going expensive. I mean, yeah, Apple's going to charge. I mean, they're premium. There's really nobody in their realm that's competing with them, right? What I'm talking about is because they don't license iOS to be used on any other hardware. So if you want iOS, you got to buy an iPhone. You can't buy a Samsung with iOS. I mean, if you know someone that can mod the hell out of a Galaxy S21 and put iOS on it, you probably could, but it's not happening. I miss those walkie-talkie phones in 2006. Oh, you mean like the ones that used the IDEN technology before IDEN shut down, which was what Nextel and Boost Mobile used? Yeah, those are cool. Those are cool. Anyways, interesting thing. So I talked about this on the Members Only podcast, so Gene knows the answer to this. If Gene is still here, he's not allowed to answer it. But without Google searching, did you guys know that Android 10, Android 11, and Android 12 have a dessert name? So, like, remember in the early days of Android, when Android came out, it was like, yeah, this is Android, a 2.2 Froyo, which was frozen yogurt, or 2.1 Eclair, which was a puff pastry with cream filling, right? Like, they always had a dessert name, and that trend went on for a while up until Android 8 Oreo. From Android 8 Oreo, we really there wasn't that excitement anymore about figuring out the dessert name for Android, which was a fun thing to do for a lot of Android enthusiasts who were like trying to guess what the next dessert name would be. I mean, hell, Google even went ahead and what's up, Bobby? What's going on? Google even went ahead and did like this little event when I think it was for Android L, They did like this little event, and they posted a video on YouTube about it. And it had like all these people dressed up as desserts that begin with the letter L. And Oreo was in there, which was actually funny because Oreo was in there to let people know what the next Android dessert name would be. So he was in the mix as an Easter egg. They had lemon drop. They had laddu, which was an Indian dessert. They had lemon cake. They just had all kinds of different dessert names. And then the guy walks out of the audition room back into the crowd of desserts that were auditioning for Android. And he's holding a lollipop. And he's all like, you know, he apologized to everyone like, you know, I'm sorry, guys, but next year is M for muffins. And everyone gets all mad, and Lemon Drop is all mad. And the Oreo guy was like there, and the guy looks at him like, you guys, you do realize this is Android L, right? And then the Oreo guy's like, yeah, of course, I am French, Le Oreo, you know. But we wouldn't see Oreo until after. So like after Marshmallow and Nougat, then Oreo came with Android 8. So dessert name was always there. So before I end this live stream today, as Gene has gone live, so here in a minute when I'm done, shift over to Gene's live stream and watch his live stream, see what he's talking about on his live stream. But Android 9 was just called Android 9 Pie. Android 10 was called Quince Tart. A Quince Tart. You can Google this afterwards to see this. Android 11 is known as Android 11 Red Velvet Cake. Now, if you want to know what Android 12's dessert code name is, it's actually Android 12 Snow Cone, which is the reason why the thumbnail to this live stream says Android and has a bunch of snow cones in the back of it. Android Snow Cone is Android 12. So that's pretty much it for this weekend's live stream. I'm not going to go live tomorrow on Sunday. I'm going to take it easy. I haven't been feeling good all week. Something's going on with me, so I got to make a doctor's appointment and just have some tests done to see if, you know, there's anything going on inside of me that I need to be aware of. So I'm going to take it easy tomorrow. Thanks for joining me today. For the members that got the members live stream earlier, I'm sorry that it killed off and it's in 2 parts, but I'll do better next weekend and I'll have better things to talk about on that. I really got to come up with something saved for the members only. And if you guys want to become a member, just right there below, just click join, choose any of the tiers, and you'll become a member. Also, there is a chat thread on Telegram. I'll put the link in the description after the live stream's over. You guys can follow it, and you guys can chat with me directly on Telegram. I'm on there. So that'll make it easier than having to, you know, register for a social app or whatnot. You guys can do it on Telegram. Anyways, guys, head over to Gene's live stream. Check him out. Yeah, you guys definitely go to Gene's live stream. Michael, check it out. Oscar's inviting you guys there. Oscar, put the link in real fast before I end the live stream. I'm going to go ahead and do the video outro, but put the link in the chat so he can go to it. Thanks so much for checking out this live stream. See you guys on Monday. As always, Law.